Now, Oscar Pistorius has been transferred to a prison in Gqeberha in the Eastern Cape. He's currently serving 15 years for killing his girlfriend, Reeva Steenkamp, in 2013. The Correctional Services Department says the move is in preparation for Pistorius to meet with Steenkamp's family for a victim-offender dialogue. So for more on this, we're now joined by Correctional Services spokesperson, Mr. Singabakho Nxumalo. Mr. Nxumalo, thank you for your time and good morning to you. I suppose let's start here. When did Oscar move to Gqeberha?
A very good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. We did issue a very short alert yesterday confirming the transfer of inmate Oscar Pistorius. The transfer took place over the weekend, and we did explain that it was for the purposes of a victim-offender dialogue that has to commence in a matter of few days.
Yeah, and let's talk about that process, perhaps even for some of our viewers who may not know the context of this process. Is it mandatory? Is it compulsory? Is it voluntary from both sides? Perhaps in this context, Oscar Pistorius and the Steenkamp's family. And, you know, how important is it during a parole process where an offender perhaps about to complete, their sentence?
About 3 weeks back, we confirmed that we contacted the family of a late Reeva Steenkamp, and this was for the purposes of a victim-offender dialogue. Then coming to your question, why is this necessary and who gets to participate in that? Prior to any offender being considered for parole placement, they ought to participate in a number of programs which prepare them for life beyond incarceration. But in that, there is a program called Restorative Justice. And in Restorative Justice, we're talking about a responsibility for those who have offended others to comprehend what they did, take responsibility for that, and also try to bring all parties together in a way to see whether they can find one another. Perhaps, the other party to offer an apology, but also to reconcile so that moving forward, there could be, a way where people, will find means to say, I fully, understand that I caused you harm, I'm sorry for that, or someone may say, no, I forgive you for that. But basically, it's not just about forgiveness, but it's all about creating an environment where, we can live in harmony as society. And also victims may have some questions, to ask the perpetrators, because our criminal justice system, the court system, doesn't offer, that opportunity. You go there, as a witness, assisting the case, the state, in the particular case.
Yeah.
So as a department, it's important that we try to bring all parties together so that even if there are issues, they try to resolve them. Even if not, perhaps with time, they will find means to live together.
Yeah. Singabakho, I can imagine these dialogues being highly emotional, inconsolable. Is that why a presiding officer, partly, is that why it's so important to have a presiding officer obviously officiate or rather be present at these dialogues?
I can tell you it's highly sensitive, emotional, and it's not a once-off a sitting. And there's a lot of preparations that goes into it. We start with what we call victim-offender mediation. And we use our highly trained officials for this because they ought to prepare all participants because it's not just about the victims, but even the perpetrator must be well prepared for this. And our officials have to ensure that they protect everyone, because should they pick up that, this is not going the right way, they ought to intervene. Perhaps they may even refer people to other forms of interventions where they may seek professional help somewhere else. But as a department, we lay the foundation to say, start to engage, find ways to reconcile, but we don't force people. And we say, even if we may not achieve the objective at the first instance, but with time, we do have that hope that people will find means to reconcile.
All right, Singabakho, thank you so much for talking to us about this. And I know that just for clarity's sake, for those listening to this conversation, it's important to also note that victim-offender dialogues are not a parole placement process because it's just a program that took place before an offender could even be considered right for parole.
Yeah, it starts before a person is considered for parole placement, it's not for parole placement, yes.
All right, that's important to know. Thank you so much. Singabakho Nxumalo, Correctional Services spokesperson, thank you for your time.